फेसबुक भी चलना होता है। हाँ जी, और जहाँ लोड बस सब चीज़ें करनी है अभी।
So we're back with the cricket here, final game of the day, and it's India versus Pakistan. Doesn't get bigger than this. As we welcome back John Aaron and Carl Bennett. And Carl, it appears Dwayne Johnson has been given the ball. Farooq and Shahzad comes out to the middle with the news. Pakistan looking for revenge here.
And well, Pakistan, then last time we saw Pakistan at the international level, they were clubbing India in the World Cup, or the T20 Champions League rather, and they won easily on that day. And anytime we see India and Pakistan go up against each other,
oh, that's a big shot here. Big shot to start, and Umar Farooq gets going again of the very first ball he sees. He goes for another 6. This time off the bowling of Dwayne Johnson, and Pakistan are on their way quite quickly here. There's 6 without loss off the first ball.
And they might be taking it out here on Dwayne Johnson. The frustration from the Jamaica game may be coming out here. First, and the Jamaican from India is perhaps gonna feel the brunt of it here off the blade of Umar Farooq.
Yes, Carl, already we've seen a couple of changes in the field. Oh, there we go! Oh my goodness! This one has been clubbed!
Even further!
Oh, this goes a long way. And Carl, we perhaps know a lot more about Umar Farooq than the Indian team. He's a no-nonsense batsman. He's gonna aim to take everything out of the park. 6 sixes, maybe. We'll wait and see.
Lenny, my sixth sense tells me that Pakistan is looking to go big here today against India.
Your sixth sense.
So a couple of big strikes here.
Johnson under pressure. Man running for cover. Commentary box under assault.
3 million action. Parks Department got new employee.
Yes, Carl, that's the good thing of being under the tent. And John, we may have to get some hard hats for our spectators now. Ralph, can we buy
Commentators' helmets.
And Ralph is going to put that chair on his head.
Oh, that's a good ball. Any ball you bowl that Farooq doesn't hit you for a 6, Carl, you're bowling well.
So Farooq has scored 4 scoring shots on the day, and all have gone for 6s.
So 18 without loss. Oh, that's a good ball. That's a good ball.
Well, I don't know how good a ball that was, Len. Might have gotten away with one. As may have escaped of further damage here. 18 runs already gone in the over from 3 scoring shots. And so Dwayne Johnson fighting his way back.
Oh, he's gotten an edge.
And it lands. And they come back for a second. And so that takes the total up to 20 to complete the first over. A swashbuckling over for Pakistan. They're off to a flyer, 20 for none after 1.
Whenever Pakistan is batting, not only do the fielders have to keep the eyes in the ball, the the spectators and the commentators, because you never know when a missile is headed your way. We're looking to eclipse what it did against Jamaica, taking 30 off the first 2 overs. Already Pakistan is at 20. We've only seen 6 deliveries so far. To remind you, this tournament is brought to you through the kind courtesies of the Rockaway T20 group of companies. That's Rockaway VIP Car Service, the Rockaway Roti Shop, and Empress Hall for all of your entertainment needs. 20 without loss, Pakistan against India.
Yes, John, you're partly correct on 20 without loss. 20 to Umar Farooq. 20 to Pakistan, courtesy of Umar Farooq. So new bowler here, Aman Singh has been given the ball. And will come into ball to Shahzad. With Pakistan off to a 20-run and over start. Oh, ball taken on the pad here. Good start here from Aman Singh, Carl. One of several Singh in the lineup.
In fact, 6 Singhs in the lineup, Len.
Oh, big shot. Big shot here. And it goes in the vicinity of the New York 11 camp. And Carl, the boys here from the New York 11 team enjoying this tournament so far. And so the ball goes a long way here. 6 to Shahzad is 26 without loss.
And the Pakistan is dealing only in 6s at the moment. In fact, one other scoring shot that went for 2. Otherwise, everything that have scored, that have resulted in runs so far, have gone over the boundary.
So a chance of a catch. And Shahzad goes up to 7. Farooq is on 20, the man on strike.
27 for none, and couldn't help but laugh. But John, I think you might have an impression.
No, I think Lenny was saying that Farooq was playing India, but I think Shahzad heard him and said, this is Pakistan playing India.
Oh, big shot, big shot. And it goes for another 6. So Umar Farooq on charge here. He's gone up to 26 from 7 balls.
And Farooq, I think, taking out all the frustration here on the Indian bowling. 26, only 7 deliveries, 33 runs on the board already. We're still in the second over here with 2 deliveries remaining.
And Carl, one of the good things about T20 cricket, no matter how much licks come your way, must end. And so far it's 33 without loss. Farooq owns 26 of those. Big swing and a miss here. And that's the end of over number 2. So 2 gone is 33 without loss. Quick start here from Pakistan.
In the stock market has went up because they had a 30 to 2. So the stock market for Pakistan climbed by 2 in this match compared to the match against Jamaica. India is a very competitive team, and I know Goshen boys will be looking to pull this back a peg and to stay competitive in this game between Pakistan and India. So I wouldn't get too excited yet, although we know Pakistan is quite capable of posting anywhere close to 200 plus runs in a T20. They've done it before with the amount of pilots they have who fly high and wide.
So New York 11 already advancing to the final. They'll be here for August 26 with 25 points. Jamaica, with their win not too long ago, they move up second to 15 points. Pakistan playing now, they're 10 points. Guyana on 5. India is on 5. And Guyana has a couple of games coming up the next round. And so new bowler here is 33 without loss. So Modani given the ball here, 33 without loss. And will come into ball to Shazad. And John and Carl, here's the irony here. You can't even, the Indian team can't afford to even give away a single. Not that a single is bad at this stage, but then Umar Farooq comes down. So they go through for one, and now Umar Farooq will be the man on strike. 26 off 9 balls.
So said then, they give away a single straight away to put Farooq onto strike. He's on 26 from just 9 balls. And he's been in a no-nonsense mood all afternoon long. 34 for none. Over number 3 just underway.
So can Modani contain Farooq? He has certainly made a good start here. So 34 without loss. We're in the third over, being bowled here by Sushant Modani. Oh, a couple of good balls here. So Modani seems to have the thing that the doctor ordered here, Carl. So far, a couple of good balls here to Umar Farooq. Can it last? 34 without loss. Oh, there we go. There we go. And it's gone a long way.
That one has been launched into orbit. So Farooq, that's his 5th maximum of the afternoon. Well, the 6th of the afternoon, is 5th in this game. So already quickly he goes up to 30, 32 from 12 balls, 40 for none on the board here in over number 3.
So 40 without loss. We're in the third over. Modani, first ball conceded a single, then he followed up with a couple of dots. And now one has been taken out of the park. So it's always very difficult containing Umar Farooq. Carly has gone up to 32 off 12 balls. He is blazing his way here. Oh, not a big one. Goes out of the playing area, and another maximum of the bat of Umar Farooq is 46 without loss.
So 6 sixes now for Farooq. We're into just the third over and already almost 50 runs on the board. India could be in here for a long afternoon. The longer they watch Umar Farooq out in the middle, they have to see the back of him soon, or this one will quickly get away from the Indians. Oh my God. This is like a home run hitting contest, home run derby. And that brings up to 50 in short order. 50 already on the board here for Pakistan. They go up to 52. Farooq up to 44 from just 14 balls. He could be on his way here to 100 in short order.
Carl and Lenny, are we at JFK? There's a lot of aerial assaults here. A lot of balls taking flight.
Oh, John, we're close enough.
There you go. Flights are taking off frequently.
So it's 52 without loss. Farooq is on 44, Shahzad is on 8. Oh, that's another big shot here from Shahzad. It's gone all the way, so it's gone for another 6 here. It's 58 without loss, John.
Certainly, Lenny, 58 without loss, and we only in over number what? 4. Over number 4. Pakistan is looking to make a mark and make an emphatic mark here. I'd like to ask Mr. Milton Paidana to join us here in the commentary box for a second. Mr. Paidana, will you come join us, please, for a second? Thank you, sir.
So Paidana has been part of the New York 11. Maximum win in all their games. So ball belted away towards the onside. They'll come back for 2. Shahzad. Shahzad goes up to 16. And John, if you were bowling here for India, would you rather take your chance bowling to Shahzad, or even Shahzad looks dangerous here?
Either batsman is lethal enough to scare any bowler.
Go to YouTube. Go to Abdul Khan for the
So another shot here from Shahzad has gone upstairs. So Shahzad goes up to 22. It's 66 without loss, 3.5 overs done.
Thank you, Lenny. I want to remind you guys that this tournament is brought to you through the kind courtesy of the Rockaway Group of Companies. That would be the Rockaway Roti Shop, the Rockaway VIP car service, and of course Empress Hall for all of your catering and dancing needs.
Subscribe so you'll know.
So Aman Singh continues.
The Jamaica one on it.
And ball
Is right there. It is?
played up towards the offside. And they'll go through for 1. So Carl, things have gone quickly here for Pakistan. They're batting at 67 without loss. We're still in the 4th over.
Yes, Len, we could be looking at 300 here if these batsmen should hang around for say 6, 7, 8 more overs. Could be an ugly afternoon here with the Indians chasing a mammoth total based on how the batsmen are going right now.
So ball pulled into the onside. And in fact that has gone away for 4. So Farooq picks up another boundary. He goes up to 48 from just 15 balls. And I think, Carl, the record for the fastest 50 in this series in 2 years is 17 ball 50. 17 ball 50 by Abdullah Saeed. And so Umar Farooq, 15 balls 48.
So that record appearing in jeopardy at the moment.
Oh, there we go. New record. The one by Abdullah Saeed is tumbled. It's all crumbled, John. It's history. And now we have a new record holder. The fastest 50 in the Rockaway T20 series in 2 years. He comes in 16 ball. He beats it by 1 ball.
And Lenny, at this rate, Pakistan is on target, according to Kirk Higgins and his stats there, of scoring 390 runs in 20 overs. If they stay at this pace, you're looking at close to 400 runs, which would be another record if that is accomplished today.
Yes, John, it's Pakistan team last year made 280, 260 in a game at Whitestone, the highest score for a team in the Rockaway T20 series in 2 years. And so you look at the shirt of Umar Farooq, and it says 300. And could that be an indication of what's going to happen here today?
At the rate he is going, Lenny, that could be very well an ominous sign for India. August 19, the Indo-Caribbean Federation presents its 27th annual cricket match for the ICF Trophy right here at Baisley Pond Park at 11 a.m. and that's on Saturday, August 19th. I'll give you some of the players who will be participating in that tournament in a little while. But for now, back to the action with you, Lenny and Carl.
So once again, this game is being carried live on YouTube by Adil Khan Photography. And so new bowler here, Quasim Dasgir, makes a good start here, Carl.
Well, actually not letting a no ball. He starts with a no ball. And so that adds 1 to the tally, and also then puts the free hit into play as Duskier guilty of overstepping.
So Shahzad will be the recipient here, 78 without loss. 78 without loss, and the free hit ball goes well here for India. Goes through to the keeper. Score remains at 78 for none. And John and Carl, a man came to the commentary box and unbelievably told us 54 in 16 balls, and we had to confirm that. He had to make sure he heard well. Umar Farooq is 54 off 16 balls. The Indians under pressure here.
I think.
Taking on the power. He's gone. So some reprieve here for India. Shahzad goes for 23. Qasim Dasgir makes an early strike in his bowling spell. Is 78 for 1.
78 for 1 as the batsman Umar Farooq calls for some water from his camp. Get some water out to that man in the middle. Certainly a very good start here, Lenny and Carl, for Pakistan. They certainly seem hell-bent on making an impression on India and aiming for somewhere in the neighborhood of 225 runs thereabouts, to give India something really to struggle at in response. But a very good start with them having lost only 1 wicket. And I think we're looking here for an exciting match from Pakistan and India in this last match of this triple header today. Some of the players participating in the Indo-Caribbean Federation 27th anniversary cricket match right here at Baisley Pond Park on August 19th this year. For Guyana, Karan Ganesh, Ashke Humraj, Chris Patadin, Derek Narain, Devishwari Prasad, Zahir Mohammed, Kristen Dat, Ramu, Mark Terrell, Andre Curtin, Randall Wilson, Terence Madramutu, Keon Lake, Waslim Haslim, and Shiv Sangalma. Those are the players representing Guyana in the Indo-Caribbean Federation match coming up on August 19th. Some of the players representing the Invitational Caribbean 11 would include Naeem Arif, Faisal Taj, David Mohammed, Steve Samuels, Kevin Nazir, Jitendra Sukhdev, Carlton Senior, and Mohammed Siddiq. That's August 19th, right here at Baisley Pond Park as the action resumes. Back to you, Carl and Lenny.
So Salek Iqbal, who got 38 in the previous game. And John, if this was cycling, Salek Iqbal is wearing the yellow jersey in terms of runs scored in this tournament. 175 so far, the highest by any player.
Well, certainly he is looking to be the Tour de Force, not the Tour de France, the Tour de Force in this tournament, and he certainly has the ability to do it.
So 80 for 1, Pakistan has gotten quickly off to a start here. Umar Farooq 54 off 16, tumbled the record set by his fellow man Abdullah Saeed off 16 balls. So Iqbal is on 2. It's 80 for 1. We've seen a good bowling performance so far from Qasim Dasgir, the man in operation now. Oh, slow ball to great effect. Ball eased up towards the offside. They go through for 1, and now Umar Farooq, who has been out of action for the last 7 balls or so. John, do you think he would have gotten a little bit cold there?
Not very likely. He's just been on a bit of hiatus there for 7 deliveries. What for him come back? And he's on target to score the fastest 100 here in a Rockaway T20 tournament.
Yes, John, I remember clearly last year the organizer had to change the ends of which the bowler was bowling because they had a picnic right over there. And he threatened the picnic stands, even the picnic tents. He threatened to close the picnic. So no ball is the call. from the square leg umpire. So it's all going Pakistan's way, John. And the free hit comes now, 82 for 1.
And it's a free field restriction scenario. And so another free hit ball here with Pakistan 82 for 1. Farooq will get a free swing.
And that was reviewed by DRS, that is.
Yes, John, 2 quality umpires here, and it's not even the playoff. DRS Khan and Hujai Malela. Here is the free hit ball. Farooq on 54. Oh, he gets an outside edge. And it will fly running up towards the boundary. And it goes away for 4. So, John, let me finish up the little story here from Umar Farooq. So, he forced the organizers to change the bowling end so as to prevent the ball from going into the picnic area there. But that didn't stop the onslaught, because in the very next ball he scooped one into the tent.
Like I said earlier, Lenny, if you're a spectator or fielder or a commentator, you're not safe unless you keep your eye on the ball. And last year during the Kanji reunion there, on the western side of the field, Umar Farooq did threaten those individuals in the crowd by hitting the maximums, and you can say one man single-handedly changed the rules of the game with us having to bowl from one end only. Yes, still he was still a threat, and as he's a threat here today to the India team.
So they're 86 for 1. Farooq is on 58, smashing the record of Abdullah Saeed, fastest 50 in the Rockaway T20 series over the last year and this year. And now it appears Dwayne Johnson has switched ends, and he will come in for his second bowling spell here, Carl, at 86 for 1.
He was bowling with the wind, Lenny, and what's left of it, so that he made the wind assisted in his deliveries here. Let's see how much of an effect the wind and Dwayne Johnson coming from the western end with the wind blowing in a west to east direction, how much that helps him.
So his first over went for 20.
So Iqbal gets a good ball, has to defend. It's 86 for 1, 89 balls remaining here. So Pakistan is on 10 points. Jamaica goes up to 15. And this game hanging in the balance. India on 5. And Iqbal gets a good ball, has to defend. So Johnson has found his groove here, Carl?
Well, perhaps he's found his groove bowling to Sadiq Iqbal. Bowling to Umar Farooq is a whole nother story. As Farooq has blasted his way to 58 off 19 balls.
This one good shot.
And on a quicker outfield, that would have gone for a boundary. As sent back in the end by Sadiq.
Yes, Carl, and here comes the assessment of how well you're bowling.
This is what they call the Litmus test. Let's see what kind of a litmus test this is then.
So here's the gauge.
No pressure this bowler, no pressure.
87 for 1.
So we understand from John the floodlights will come on at 6:15.
Yep, get your cell phone ready.
Oh, ball turned into the onside, running up towards the square leg boundary. Could get away. In fact, it does. And
so much for bowling well. Umar Farooq has been putting Dwayne Johnson under pressure almost from ball 1 every time he's faced them. Each over. So his first over went for 20. 5 conceded in this over, and so just off the blade of Farooq alone, he has scored 24 runs.
Oh, that's a good ball. Good ball here from Johnson.
taking a little bit of the pace off the ball and a fuller delivery, forcing Farooq to defend in a sense. He looked to go for a scoring shot. In the end, ended up just digging it out of the stumps. Foolish ball. 91 for 1 over number 6. So good comeback by Dwayne Johnson to finish up. Only 5 runs coming from the over. So if you look at the Manhattan Len, I think that's the best over we've seen of the 6 that have been bowled so far. And hard to make that statement 6 overs in.
Mr. Johnson certainly done better from this end. His spell from this end as opposed to the other end when he had 18 off his first 3 deliveries. So whether it's wind assisted or not, I think he's doing much better from this end bowling.
And in fairness, we also saw Christopher Powell when he bowled. He actually bowled better from this end as well, rather than bowling into the wind, bowling with the wind at his back. He was more effective. Went for 15 did Powell bowling from that Rockaway Boulevard end. So we've seen the Pacers take a beating from that end from some of the openers that we've seen on display in today's matches.
You're absolutely right, Lenny, and that's game situation awareness comes into play, where the players have got to take into consideration some of the dynamics that can and may impact the game, such as the wind. We saw some batsmen hitting into the wind, and we saw some bowlers trying to do some things with the wind, against the wind, that wasn't humanly possible.
So Qasim Dasgir. Oh, ball cracked square of the wicket. Runs here for Saleh Iqbal. They come back for 2. And Saleh Iqbal, the leading run scorer in this tournament so far, has gone up to 6. It's 93 for 1, Carl. Qasim Dasgir. He bowled a relatively good first over, just giving away 9. And in context of what has happened, you've got to take 9 as being a very good over when you consider the other bowling spells.
And in fact, Len, after the over that Dwayne Johnson just bowled, that would have been the very next best over as he picked up a wicket as well. And I'm saying that would have been the very next best over from a runs conceded standpoint. When you look at the Manhattan, so number 4 was a big one.
So Farooq comes back into strike, John and Carl. He's on 62, and he's batting from the end, in which we call a doomsday end for bowlers. And let's see what happens here. He's on 62 of just 22 balls. It's 94 for 1, 82 balls still to be bowled here. And it will be Qasim Dasgir with 3 in the over so far. Will come into bowl to Umar Farooq, John.
Very well, Lenny. Let's see what sort of results he can have from this end, because both batsmen are equally dangerous.
Oh, Ballerman, no ball! No ball is the call! No ball is the call!
And dejection on the part of Busgear. He had his man a couple of times. And this time a free hit ball coming. He uprooted the stumps of Umar Farooq on 62. And only to hear the cry of no ball coming from the umpire, Vijay Malala. And so now it's 95 for 1.
Well, if we can hear the no ball from here, from umpire Vijay, then certainly he must have heard it as well and went for that big swing knowing that he was safe. But nonetheless, it was a very good delivery given the fact that he had it right on little stumps. He might have overstepped the line a bit there, and that was resulted in a no ball call. But let's see what Umar Farooq does now with the free hit.
Well, it could be insulting here, John. We'll have to wait and see. We could add a bit of insult to injury here. 62 on the board for Farooq. 95 for 1. We're just in the 7th over here. Here's the free hit ball. And ball is squirting away down to the 3rd man region. And Farooq picks up his 63rd run, takes Pakistan up to 96. 81 balls remain here. And India struggling to make some inroads into this Pakistani batting lineup.
Yes, Carl, we've seen no balls of several kinds here. Like anything else, there are about 11 ways you can bowl a no ball in cricket these days, starting of course with the popular one of overstepping the front crease. That's one. We also saw a field restriction no ball. Other no balls include if you bowl a ball that bounces more than once to a batsman, that's a no ball. These days, if you run into the stumps on your approach and he hits the bail, for example, that is a no ball. If you're throwing, or what in the Caribbean they are called pelting, that's a no ball. On the arm is a no ball. Height is a no ball, which was a bit of discussion at the Pakistan-Jamaica game with the dismissal of Adnan Naseem. So quite a few ways you can bowl a no ball these days, all followed by free hit.
Ball in the air, keeper comes back, and he has no idea where it is. And it's a no ball again, it's a no ball is the call.
Had the keeper stayed where he was, he would have had that catch.
Well, it would have been...
Maybe the wind, I don't know.
It would not have resulted in a dismissal anyway. Another no ball here by Buskier. And so it's now... So now it's 99 for 1. 99 for 1. Here's the free hit. Hit into the onside. Johnson comes around and makes a great stop. And saves a boundary in the process. And so that brings up the 100 for Pakistan just in the 7th over. 100 on the board. And the over comes to an end. 9 runs coming from it. 100 for 1. 7 gone.
Excellent bit of feeling there from Mr. Johnson. As the over completes, I want to remind you that our business partners in this T20 tournament are Cash Gifts and Cards. They're in Brooklyn, New York, Crescent Street in Brooklyn, New York. Ali & Son Home Improvement, Upscale Construction, Ozone Auto Body, Ali's Special Auto Repair Shop, Apple, their car and limousine service, Ramsundar Insurance and Travel Services, Dave Central Auto Repairs and Body Shop at 12334 Rockaway Boulevard, Cricket Zone USA in the Bronx, Sky Wireless, and Main Street Insurance. In addition to our principal sponsor, the Rockaway Group of Companies, including the Rockaway Roti Shop, Rockaway VIP Car Service, and Empress Hall. Those are our sponsors, and we ask you to support those who support cricket and those who support this tournament. Thank you.
So Manjinder Singh comes into the attack. He bowls a short ball to Iqbal, and the big ball got a bat onto it, I think. In fact, leg by is the call, so not coming off the bat. An appeal at the wicket for a catch. So 101 now for 1. We're into the 7th over here, into the 8th over actually. As we get the word that the New York Amazura Concert Hall will be on fire coming up here later in August. $101 for 1. Farooq on 64. This one is steering away for at least a single. They go for 1, that's all they'll get. And Farooq goes up to 65, takes Pakistan up to 102. Iqbal is on 9.
Manjinder Singh has got a couple of good balls in here, Carl. So far he has made a very good start here, just a couple of leg buys. Oh, big shot here from Saleh Iqbal. Oh! Same vicinity, right in the same cooler. And it goes away for another 6. Good looking shot here from Saleh Iqbal. He's gone up to 15. It's 108 for 1.
Still have a call out for Mr. Milton Paidana to come over to the commentary box. Mr. Paidana, please.
So 108 for 1, 74 balls remaining. Pakistan going 14 runs and over.
At this rate, Pakistan is projected to score north of 300 runs, which will be quite an order for India to face.
So good bowling here from Manjinder Singh. He completes his first over, and over the cost him 8 runs. It's 108 for 1, John. 65 to Farooq off 27 balls. Saleh Iqbal, who wears the orange cap, he's on 15 or 14.
Anytime you can restrict Pakistan to 8 and over, that's a very good over. Given where they started from, some 12 or 14 and over. Hopefully, with a few wickets, India can stay competitive in this match. But they need, just about now, they need to have another wicket or 2 for them to stay in contention in this match and don't let it get out of hand.
108 for 1. Butchgear, in fact, we could be getting a new bowler here. Oh, Butchgear still continuing.
Yes, Carl, Dusgear did cause a bit of concern when he hit the stumps of Umar Farooq, but the no ball was called by the umpire Vijay Malela. So 65 to Farooq, he's the man on strike, and here is Qasim Dusgear. Oh, ball to great effect here. A slow ball, slow lofted ball.
Lenny, as the singer Mahendra says, "Dama watch me, Dama watch Mr. Farooq here on his way racing there to 100, hopefully, on his part." So like Mahendra says, "Dama watch me," everybody has their eyes on Farooq to see what he will do now.
Oh, big shot!
Oh!
So it's gone all the way again.
Yep.
Off the bat of Umar Farooq.
And that's the 9th maximum struck by Farooq today, Len. And he's up into the 70s already, 71.
71 of 29 balls. And John and Carl, the highest individual score of this year's tournament is 95 by Saleh Iqbal. And Umar Farooq himself. Oh, that's another shot. Down the ground, flat 6. We'll wait and see.
That's
The fielder is signaling 4. And Sam is saying 4. Sam super sad out there.
Sam must be the 3rd umpire there. Speaking of Dama Watch Me and Mahendra, Dama Watch Me, the song made famous by Mahendra. These were the Clash of the Titans with New York at the Amazura Concert Hall. That's on 144th Place in Jamaica. They have an upcoming concert there at the Amazura Hall, where a number of artists, including Mahendra, will be in performance. That's on Saturday, August 12th.
So 119 for 1.
so ball coming off the blade. Looked like a leg by initially, but ball would have played. No indication from the umpire, so that takes Farooq up to 76, takes the total up to 119. 119 for 1.
Yes, Carl and John, remember last year Farooq was closing in on 100 right here. He had got 98. The team needed a few more runs, and bowler came in and bowler wide. Not too sure if that was deliberate, but that's how it goes sometimes.
He certainly was denied a century then. I don't know if they'll deny him a century here today, but he certainly was denied a century by just one run. But that was the last ball of the over, last ball of the match, I believe.
Yes, John, that's the difference here. We are just in the 9th over. This is a long way from the end. And the fact is they're batting first, so there's not a total in chase. 67 balls to be bowled here. Farooq is on 76. It's 120 for 1, a rapid start here from Pakistan.
Another no ball coming here. So we'll see, we'll get the signal now. So no ball gone for another single. So another free hit ball coming up here as Farooq goes up to 77 and the total goes up to 122. Iqbal will be the beneficiary now of this free hit delivery.
Yes, Carl and John, maybe Qasim Dasgir has worn the wrong shoe today, the bigger shoe. And he comes in here. Here's the free hit ball, Salek Iqbal.
He loses the run up, so have to go back. At this stage, then Pakistan going at just under 14 runs per over. So on course for a total close to 300.
So here's the free hit ball. Oh, this is a big strike here from Salek Iqbal. And it goes outside of the playing area.
A Rockaway T20 maximum.
So 22 to Salek Iqbal in just 16 balls. It's 128 for 1, John.
So 20 coming from that over. And actually, John, before we turn it to you, we were just apprised that the driver of a white 4Runner that's parked adjacent here. This street is, it's parked wide of the curb, and the police officer passed by and indicated that the car is parked too wide from the curb, and if they passed again and it's still in the same position, the car will be ticketed. So if you're the driver of a white 4Runner with Maryland plates, please go and park that car properly, otherwise it will be ticketed on the next pass by the New York City Police Department.
And I thought only bowlers were allowed to bowl whites, not people parking whites.
Shirt number 10. So Gosh has been introduced.
So Susanta Ghosh comes into the attack. And Carl, as we have seen from this tournament, the man to get the breakthrough likely will be Susanta Ghosh. He has done it many, many times in this series.
Well, if a breakthrough is needed, Len, one is needed in short order here as Farooq is closing in on perhaps a century. And Pakistan still in the 10th over, well over 100.
So not timed well. And that's a little bit of minor triumph here for the bowler. And so a couple more runs there to Umar Farooq. He's gone up to 79 from just 34 balls. It's 130 for 1, 64 balls remain here. And so Santa Ghosh, he has a record of sending back some of the best batsmen of this series. And oh, there we go! There we go!
Thought he had his man there for a moment. Almost holding his head in disbelief that he hadn't disturbed the furniture behind. Umar Farooq. Farooq on 79. Switch it here as 79 from 35 balls. So we'll wait for a signal. Buys the call.
So it's 131 for 1, 62 balls still to be bowled here. Salek Iqbal is on 22. Umar Farooq is on 79.
And then you could, what Iqbal goes big, goes far. It's gone the distance. And that's Iqbal's third 6 of his innings. He goes up to 28, the score up to 137. And then I was going to make the point that Sadiq Iqbal has faced just about half the deliveries that Umar Farooq has. Iqbal is on 28, Farooq is on 79. As this one, another one goes out of the playing area into the branches. That's gone for another maximum. And with that strike, he goes up to 34 and the score up to 143.
Carl, that's a powerful shot from Iqbal for one reason. He's off the back foot and he takes it straight down the park. And not just outside of the park, that's a big 6. So Iqbal has gone up to 34. Off 18 balls, Farooq is on 79, John. It's 143 for 1, 143 for 1, 10 overs gone.
Clearly, Len must be celebrating in the city of Lahore as opposed to Chennai, because Pakistan certainly is ahead of the curve here in terms of the hitting between these two powerful cricketing nations, albeit their representative teams here at Baisley Pond Park.
Yes, John, we'll have to bring out Virat. The likes of Virat, Rahane and company when India takes their turn to bat here. Carl, 143 for 1. A tall score is expected here by Pakistan.
It would be a tall order here, Len. Rohit Sharma perhaps might have to go back for the likes. MS Dhoni and the likes to come back in. Ganguly, well, not even Ganguly. It could very well require almost as number 27 has been introduced.
Yes, Carl, and perhaps while we're going back, let's go back, John. Gavaskar,
Kapil Dev.
Amarnath.
Might need a Kapil Dev kind of innings here.
So new bowler.
Jaspinder Singh, number 27, has been introduced into the attack, so he'll come in from the Rockaway Boulevard end. He bowls a ball to Farooq that almost, he just slaps it away in disdain with almost a resignation on his part, almost saying, what is this? As he goes up to 80, takes the score up to 144.
Oh, it's a big shot here from Iqbal. The fielder comes around quite confident. Picks it up by one hand. It's 145 for 1. Farooq is on 80 off 37 balls. Iqbal is on 35 off 19.
So 10.2 overs, 145 runs are on the board. Pakistan going at 14 runs and over, or in excess of 14 and over. Man is running back, and again we see the feet tangling up on their fielder. So Farooq goes up to 81. Score goes up to 146. 146 for 1.
So 57 balls remaining. We're in the 11th over, being bowled here by Jaspinder Singh. That's a good ball here. Iqbal remains on 35. Farooq is on 81. And Carl, what a contrast in batting display here from Pakistan compared to the earlier game with Jamaica. We got off a couple of batsmen got among the runs, one of which had Salek Iqbal.
Well, had Umar Farooq hung around for much more in that Jamaica game, perhaps the fortunes of Pakistan might have been different. Punching shot through the offside, a cruncher. And this one will run away for 4. And so Salek Iqbal goes up to 39, and that brings up the 150 for Pakistan in over number 11. 150 on the board, and Pakistan looking to put perhaps a record total on the board here against a hapless India.
I think India has tried just about everything right now. I don't know what they've got in the arsenal or the quivers in the arrows in the quiver, but certainly need to get a wicket just about now for them to stay competitive in this match. But the rate at which these two Pakistani batsmen are going after I don't know that the skipper, Sonata Gauch, will fare much better. I think he got, what, 15 off of his first over, if I'm not mistaken, or something of that neck of the woods. But the chairman of this Rockaway T20 committee is convinced that Mr. Gauch will get a wicket. So that is still left to be seen, but he's taking bets in the corner here that Gauch will get a wicket now.
Well,
this is the second over he said that, by the way.
Well, he gave away 14. This one is clubbed into the onside again by Farooq, and it's gone the distance, and now that's the 10th six that he has struck. The 10th Rockaway T20 maximum. It's 156 for set for one, and Farooq goes up to 87.
So Farooq 87, 156 for one, 53 balls remaining.
Okay, all right, they found it, so never mind. They found it. They got the ball, so we're back in the action.
So Goss, the ball played up towards the offside, Iqbal goes up to 88. So 157 for 152 balls remains. Oh, he gets an edge. So we'll turn it over to John here. John, give us a first-hand account of medical report.
The fielder will live. That's the good news. It's one of his tooth got a bit rattled. He tried to bite the ball.
So 158 for one. Farooq is on 88. And here is Gosh. So ball played up towards the onside. They'll settle for one. Saleh Iqbal is on 40. It's 159 for one here, Carl.
Yes, Len. Iqbal on 40 now, so he is looking for his own milestone. Still in the 12th over, so 8 overs remaining after this one.
So he's on. Oh, he's got big chance here again. And another chance goes down here. So 91 to Farooq. It's 164 for 1. 43 balls still to be bowled. So it's 164 for 1. 43 to Saleh Iqbal. And 91 to Umar Farooq.
With the amount of lives that
Really up here, given that they already have 166 runs on the board.
And they'll still tomorrow play.
It's a 3 now for 1. And India taking a licking.